Here is another full thickness slice through skin. You can see the epidermis along here. You could see the dermis is basically this fibrous tissue. You could see follicles from hair. You could see the papillary dermis here interweaving with the undulation of the epidermis. You can see the denser reticular dermis out here. And then you can see a lot of fat sort of blending in gradually with the deep dermis. In addition, you could see little black splotches all along here, can't you? Like all the way from here, here. Well, what are they? Well, it looks like some kind of pigment, and it's very black pigment. It doesn't look like it's hemosiderin or bile or lipofuction or all that other, or melanin or all the other stuff that's kind of a golden brown. It looks more like anthracotic pigment that you see in the lung and the pleura and the thorax and the pulmonary macrophages, only now this is in the skin. This is tattoo pigment. This is what the needle is putting into the dermis of the skin and gets eaten up by these dermal macrophages. So everywhere you see a little connection of pigment, like there and there and there, it is probably generally conforming to the cytoplasmic shape of a macrophage or two. And in areas where the pigment is much deeper like this, it could be more of a denser coalesced collection of macrophages. But even this relatively stippled area here, and I think you will agree that the amount of actual pigment in this cross-sectional area couldn't be more than 5 or 10% of the total area. That would be enough to produce a dark pigment to the skin as you're looking at it from the surface. So all it takes is a little bit of pigment all along here stippled like that for that normally fleshy skin to look dark and black. Of course, nowadays they have various colored pigments, so it could be green and red and orange. It seems like people are tattooing everything imaginable. Here's another little collection. And let's just go to another area again where they're not so densely clumped like here. And you know this is not a normal type of body pigment that it would make because it's just too black. It has to be either soot or tattoo pigment or anthracosis. And in this case, that's probably a single macrophage there. That could probably be one there. That's probably a macrophage there. That could be one or two or three together. It looks kind of big. That's more than one over there. This is tattoo pigment. Of course, there's no way you could tell from looking at it, what the tattoo says from the skin surface. Thank you very much.